EVGA's new Q 3.0 system. So for those of you that don't know, EVGA has released a new Q system. So it's like your credit score. The more money you have, the better you are in life. Just the way it works. Don't know what to tell you. But I'm joking. That's not exactly how it works. But let me just go over the highlights. So the new 3.0 Q system, let me just explain. So the first Q was you go click on the auto notify and you'll be notified when it's in stock. Second time around, the second 2.0 Q system was you could only be notified for 2 cards, and that's it, indefinitely. This new system has done away with basically everything from before, but now it's based on a score. So this is how it's tiered in the hierarchy of the like your priority level. So the first thing, there's 3 parts. So the first thing is your score. Number 2 will be the date and time of your notification sign up, and 3, whether the user has already purchased a current series graphics card from EVGA.com. So for example, let's say Andrew, my friend here, has a score of 100 and I have a score of 90, okay? So starting out from that tree, Andrew will get priority because he has a higher score than me. But Andrew just bought a 3090 Ti Kingpin. He's a jerk because he didn't tell me about it. Well, guess what? He got deprioritized because he's already bought a 3000 series card. So I'm sorry, I skipped to the end. Let's say we both entered the auto notify and I entered it like close to the same time. EVGA has said they're going to use that time as like a tie break, but not really more than that. It's mostly dependent on the score. So at the end, the third part, well, he's already bought a 3000 series card and I have not, allegedly. So I would have priority and I would get that auto notify queue item. After all those people have been cleared up, then it will go to the people with the score. And after that, it'll go to the people that enter the auto notify at a certain time. So I know that's all a bit confusing, but I'm going to get real in depth into it. I just want to give Andrew a moment to respond to that so far.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of don't understand the score system. You know, they don't really tell you what influences your score exactly. They don't give you, you know, it sounds like whoever spends the most money at EVGA has a higher score. That's not necessarily the people who need to get their hands on GPUs.
Yeah.
So when I heard about it, I'm like, oh, so they're going to be basically prioritizing people who haven't bought GPUs from EVGA. And it turns out it seems to be the opposite, which is interesting. You know, like if I've bought, and I think they said that quantity limitation in terms of prioritizing who gets one. I think it's per series.
It's
not
per chipset.
Generation.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you buy 130, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then it's not going to really affect my possibility of getting a 3080.
No.
Which, I mean, they're just going to let the people who buy all the cards get all the cards, it sounds like. But I don't know. Did you check your score? Do you think you're gonna get picked? You're a high priority customer?
I'm gonna get to that in a moment. I don't want to make anyone mad. I'm gonna explain how it got there first.
All right.
So if you guys are wondering how the score, excuse me. So if you're wondering how they calculate your score, all right, well, check this out. Okay. Score signifies the value of your registered EVGA products. Okay, so if Andrew bought 10 3060 Ti's and he registered them all, and I bought 3 3090s and I registered them all, I would have a higher score than Andrew because I spent more money. Okay, it's the value of all registered products. EVGA bucks earned, so that's like, you know, you get EVGA bucks with associates codes and stuff like that, and blue ribbons from participating on the forums. So if you participate in the EVGA forum, there's an incentive to do that now, which I hope that doesn't mean a bunch of people flood and just start spamming it. So if you have a bunch of cards or, you know, products, so it's cards and power supplies and stuff like that, it's all EVGA products. If you don't have them registered yet, I recommend you do that because I'll bump up your score. Now, the next part of this is the elite status. Some products will only be available to elite members. So what they get is the graphics card notification queue separate from all other products. And the EVGA Elite members get 24-hour like notification to get into the auto notify, because it's no longer a notification to buy, it's a notification to get into the queue to buy. So basically it works like this: your score will be higher if you have spent more money with EVGA. That's it. Now, the length of time you've been there, they don't really seem to follow that as much, other than your participation in the forums. Also, if I bought a bunch of power supplies, keyboards, cards, whatever, that would give me a higher number. Now, if I already bought 3000 series cards, then someone else that is in a similar score to me will get priority, because I'll get deprioritized. But I'll still have a higher priority than someone just coming in with a low score. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
I'm really curious, like, if it puts you in like a pool, like if you have a range of this to this for your score, like it would make sense if they had, like, if you have between 1,000 and 2,000 as your score, that they could pick randomly from that pool. And if you have a score between 500 and 1,000, then they could pick randomly from that pool. But it seems like they're just like, if you're in this upper pool, you have priority over all the other people.
Yep. That is exactly how it is. Something just fell over here. I don't know what it was. I'm sure I'll find out.
It's a strange setup. Like, it seems to not be the best for the consumer that actually has been trying to get a GPU unsuccessfully for the past over a year, right?
No, it's not. It's basically rewarding people that have somehow acquired a lot of GPUs.
Yeah.
Like, I wish it was allegedly. I wish it was like, okay, if every 3000 series card you have less, like, not score, but less priority. So if I have 10, I'm 10 levels down. If I have 30, I'm 30 levels down. So the more I have, it should be lower.
When I heard about the new queue, I was like, oh, that must be how it works. If you've bought, a 3090, a 3080, a 3070, and a 3060 Ti, they're not going to let you buy any of those. But that's not the case. They're like, here, have some more.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that that deprioritization of, if you buy one, what is that? That lasts a month, right?
They haven't said exactly how long it lasts or how it's applied, but it does say that if it's a recent series card, you get deprioritized. That's exact quote.
Right.
So
we'll see. Well, we'll see.
So I'm gonna get to the part that's gonna make everyone mad. So what is Shinji's score? Well, I mean, I'll get to that in a moment. It's private information, right? You're asking me for like my credit score, man. I have been an EVGA Elite member for quite some time, several years before basically the end of the last bull run in 17, 18, right around there. And I've been buying cards from EVGA for before that even. And I think I've bought probably 28 power supplies from them over the years. And around 37 cards. Half of them are maybe 3000 series, allegedly. So with all that, my score is 120. Now you might go, that's not a lot or whatever, but if you look at the forums, most people on average have a score under 10. They all have like 1 to 3 cards. So if you have no cards, you have like 8, 5, some people in the 20s.
I can't even imagine. If you have a score under 10, like if someone has a score under 10 and someone like you has a score over 100, it just seems like
good luck, Chuck.
Those people with a 10 have like no chance.
Well, that's the thing. What level of deprioritization do I get for having so many cards? Right?
Right.
I mean, if it was something like, if they like took a snapshot of when the crypto price was high and when the cards were bought, and they just like said, okay, you don't get any more, like, that would make the most sense to me, at least, because I mean, let's face it, all those filthy miners are the ones buying all these cards and taking us from gamers,
Yeah. And if you guys are still with us following along, you can check your EVGA score by going to evga.com, logging into your account. Under My EVGA, There's a sub header that is also called My EVGA, and that should show your score right there.
Yep, and just if it's confusing, just click on My EVGA until you get to it. The excuse me, the screen itself is in like orange text on a black background, and it kind of looks like the old school computer terminals. But that's where your score is displayed. It's not like highlighted or anything. It's just like in a block of text with other information.
If you aren't already, make sure you're an EVGA Elite member, because that's going to give you priority access to the Notify queue. At least it has in the past. Also, if you're an EVGA Elite member, the queue usually opens the day before the card launches, 24 hours usually. So in the case of the 3080 12 gig, that auto notify program and the page listings for those two cards, the XC3 and the For the Win 3 3080 12 gig, those opened up around 9 a.m. Eastern, I believe.
For 3 hours actually.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a card in the future that hasn't been released yet, like let's say a 3050 that's supposed to come out January 27th, I believe, you should be looking to get in that notify queue the morning of January 26th, most likely.
Especially if you're a 24-hour Elite member.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you need to be an Elite member if you want a chance to get, priority placement in the queue.
How do you become an Elite member, Andrew?
There are several ways. You should go to the EVGA Elite webpage to see the different ways, but it can be anything from posting on their forum to registering a certain number of products. I believe it's only one product. It might be two. But if you have an EVGA power supply or an EVGA graphics card, you're probably already eligible for Elite status if you haven't already claimed it.
That is correct.
And I think you can register your products and not claim it. So you want to make sure you go to the EVGA Elite page and say, sign me up for EVGA Elite.
And you get the spin to win too, right?
You get spin to win. That's the best part.
5% off coupon code.
Hey man, you might win a t-shirt. Who knows?
That's what I want, a coupon code. Some lucky person got 30% off any purchase at evga.com. That was nice.
That's one of the best ones. I think the best is 40, which is huge. But wait a second.
I think that's only for like not GPUs, right?
In my experience, it works on GPUs. But they might have changed that policy. I know. I think it's the 5% coupon that doesn't work on GPUs, so they really stick it to you on that one. But I think the higher percentage coupons work on GPUs.
Yeah, so that's how the new 3.0 system works. I have a pretty high score, but then again, I've been there for 5 years, and I checked. Okay, just to be clear, I don't have all this stuff anymore. About half my inventory either got sold to a client or whatever. I don't have it, okay? Over the last 5 years, I spent about $37,000 at EVGA. So $37,000 will get you, 120 credit score there. I guess that's what it costs, right?